Hi guys, and welcome to another DIY. Today what we're going to be doing is nail care for my toes. If you've not seen the last DIY video, which was for my hair, you should go see that.
I'm just calling to say I
am so troubled by the soul of mine.
The twists are off now, so I've done a hair care day yesterday. I filmed that, and so it will be out soon. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you've not seen the other video, you know we are lagging behind, so just check my content. You will see that DIY video for hair care there, so that you'll be up to date before the next hair care video drops. Do you get it? So today what we are doing basically is nail care for my toes. I've had gel polish on for almost 2 months now, same as the hair. I did both on the same day, so it's been, yeah, I know 2 months is a lot, don't judge me, but I had to move away, so I had to do something that will keep for this long. So now I'm ready to, you know, get the feet done, take off the nail polish, and then just apply regular polish. It's a DIY channel, you know, so I'm going to be showing you how I get to do that. I honestly didn't have an idea how I would remove that from my nails, because I do not have the file, you know, the one that is mechanical or electronic. So I had to think of what I would do, you know, to get that off, and I sought a couple of videos and I saw what they did. So first of all, what we're going to be using that I saw was you know, foil paper, cotton balls, a file, and then nail polish remover. They use another kind of chemical, you know, just to remove the nails, but I have nail polish remover, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So these are things that you can have around your house, you know, these are things you can have to do your DIY, to do your nail care. So you should get these things when you go on your next grocery shopping. So today I'm going to be showing you how I get to do that. I hope it works. You know, I've not tried it before, but I saw it and it worked for the person. So let's see if it works for me, and then you know that that's what you can do to remove your own nail polish, gel nail polish at home. You get the gist? And so because this video is not going to be, you know, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, we're going to be talking about something. If you've not watched the other hair care video, it was a total mess because I had the whole thing planned out, but so many problems happened with my phone, and so I had to start, edit things, cut things out, and at the end of the day I could not do a let's talk. But today, hopefully things are good. My battery's charged, my lighting is ready, so we are not going to have any interruptions, hopefully. So what we're going to be talking about today are teenagers. I really want to talk about this topic because I saw something. Okay, let me not get into that, let me not jump ahead of myself. So that's what I want us to talk about today, teenagers. And so you may say, I don't have children, so I'm exempted. No, we all have children around us, we have teenagers around us. We have this thing in our African belief that, you know, it takes a community, it takes, you know, a village to raise a child. I don't know if that's the same for, you know, the Western world or whatever, but I think that that is a good thing to have to create a better space and better world for all of us. So I'm going to be talking about some things about teenagehood and teenage lives, and, you know, a little bit of gist and all of that. So stay tuned, grab your popcorn, grab whatever you want to use to watch this video. Remember to share, like, and subscribe so you have more DIY to come to whenever you're ready. So let's get into it. Welcome to nail care. I want to try using the file as I saw the person do, but this doesn't look like it's working. I'm not sure, but let's try. Some are coming off already. Okay, so let's use the cuticle remover now. I feel like I need to wear my glasses. Yeah, much better. No, not my nail ripping off. You know, people have said that, you know, these gel polishes, they weaken your nails. But then, seeing it firsthand on myself, it's always so terrible for me. How many of you remember the age when you were teenagers? Do you remember that age at all? Is it like very distant memory? I don't know what age range you are right now. But if you're still in that age where, you know, a teenager just trying to get into young adulthood, I applaud you because it's not easy. I know we talk about how adulthood is not easy because we have to pay bills and now be concerned about all these things that you were not concerned about before. But being a teenager, having to look forward to that adulthood that all the adults around you are complaining about, how isn't that a very, very difficult situation? Because on the one hand, you feel like, oh, it's so nice to be entering into adulthood. You're like, oh, I'm entering into adulthood. It must be the most wonderful thing on earth. And then all the adults around you are like, just calm down. It's not that beautiful. How isn't that pressure? No, just explain. How isn't that pressure? So for the young teenagers right now who are already feeling pressure of so-called pressure of adulthood while still being young teenagers, because aging is something that you cannot dispute. It happens. Give you kudos. Be very careful while using this. Be very careful. It's not an easy thing to be at such an impressionable age, and then so much negativity around, and the world getting crazier by the day. It's not easy. So if you're a teenager and you've not heard this before, give you kudos for the life you're living right now. Let's start from there, because that's one thing I remember about teenagehood. The fact that everybody feels old, especially the older people. The older people just feel, oh, what are you complaining about? What are you really complaining about? Home, you're being fed, you've not entered into the problems of adulthood, and then you just want to scream above your lungs. Teenagehood has its problems too, and that's just a very clear sign to even begin with. The fact that people believe, oh, you have it easy, that's where the problem of being a teenager actually even starts. The fact that you're not supposed to have an opinion because, so to say, you're still too young. And you're like, there's so many things in my mind screaming to be heard, okay? So when will they be heard? I know you're wondering what happened with the snail. This is a whole story on its own, but short version is, do not wear tight shoes. Girl, if your shoes are too tight, man, woman, whoever is watching me right now, ditch those shoes right now. I know you bought the correct size for you. I bought a size 42, and this battle started 2 years ago. Wait, was it 2 years ago? 2022, last year. And I'm still on the battle. Ditch those shoes right now. I bought the right size 42, but I tested it and it was tight in the front. And I was like, oh, it may work out. So yeah, we're going to the next step. Next step is this. I've tried to clean this as much as I could. Somehow this has got more prospects than this one. I'm not giving up. So I just dashed this in what's it called? In the nail polish remover. And then I'll wrap it up. With foil paper like this. No, don't worry, it's not grilled chicken. Yeah, just wrap it up. you leave it for a bit. Ditch those shoes right now, because the amount of suffering and trauma that your nails will go through is not worth however amount that you bought those shoes. Ditch them. Give them out. Don't worry, you'll get other shoes to replace them. Give them out right now. This one I may not need to cover because I almost removed all the polishes. No need. Ditch them right now. What did I say? Right now. I don't know if I should make that another content on school. I bought those shoes. I remember white sneakers. They looked like the best decision I had ever made. They looked so, sneakers that look so elevated. Saw them and I was like, I must have this. Size 42. Oh, great! I'm a size 42. Bring it. I put my legs in them and my toe was hurting after the first minute. But I was like, oh, it's been a long day. Probably my feet are swollen. Those things where they say, oh, you're at a certain time in the day, your feet are a certain size, and then later they become another size. That kind of thing. That's what I thought it was. Really. That's what I thought it was. Yeah. These are going out. Guys, when I say any day I wore those sneakers, I was so proud to buy. It was literally pain. Pain every day. My toes. But I kept wearing them because they were, without lie, the best sneakers I'd ever owned. They looked so good. They fit any outfit I wore. Right now I'm just trying to cut as much of the nails that I can with this cuticle remover, and then take off any debris. I did a shot for my fingernails, how I care for them, because they also suffer trauma, but I'll explain how and how you can prevent that in another video. So this is just basically what I also showed in that shot. How you use your cuticle remover and then file to just get it all in shape and all. So now I'm just still removing some build up and all of that. Remember to be careful with this remover because it can injure you. My toenails were on fire. I would stand and have to balance on the other foot, and then after 2 minutes I have to balance again on the other foot because they were both hurting. If you've ever worn tight shoes, you understand what I'm saying. The toes were dying. I felt crushed. Didn't realize what was happening. I kept enduring, and so I had a so to say way to help myself. So any day I knew I would have to stand for a long time, I wouldn't wear the shoes. But if I felt that, oh, okay, where I'm going, I have to sit, I wouldn't have to use too much pressure on the feet, I would wear them and be looking so fly. People don't know that I was dying in silence. Even on the days that I didn't have to stand, they still hurt. But the hurt was better. So let's go to this. I think we can manage to just clean this up too. This hurt like hell. The side of this also hurt like hell. But I kept going until it didn't even take long. Almost just 2 weeks later, I noticed that I couldn't walk well again, even when I wasn't wearing the shoes themselves. My big toes just hurt. They just hurt every day, whether I was wearing the shoes or not. Couldn't walk properly. Then when I investigated, I saw that the nail had lifted from the bed. The nail on that. This was 2022, remember? More than 1 year ago. My nail had lifted from the bed. And you know what that means. The pain. Oh God. The pain of that, you don't wish it on your enemy. You couldn't touch it, couldn't do whatever. I left it for a while. I was wearing just sandals for a very long time. Open two slippers. And late 2022, I decided to cut them off. Okay, so somehow this one was spared. The whole nail lifting from the bed didn't affect it, I guess, because this is the right foot is my, should I say, dominant leg or whatever. Of course I'm right-handed. I guess that's just how I'm interpreting it. I don't know why. So we're just going in with the same thing for this, cleaning up any excesses or the build up. Still forget all of that. Still managing to use the cuticle remover to cut the nails as short as I can. Still have some polish here. Just get you a cuticle remover that is this strong. I bought another and it wasn't this strong. I was just happy I didn't throw this away because this is the strongest I have. It withstands the pressures of these hard nails. I had to cut off the nail to the point where it wasn't lifted from the bed. Cut it off. And that meant cutting off the entire nail. I clipped and clipped and clipped with this until I got to the roots. And then I just left it to start growing again. Funny enough, early this year, it had grown up till the top. It had grown up to the top. Then I was happy to continue just painting my nails. I was enjoying my nails. They had grown, and the thing is, they wouldn't grow the same way they had been before. That's one weird thing. When you cut off all your nails and they start growing again, it doesn't grow in the same shape. I guess because of the trauma it has suffered. It's like growing nails when you're now old. Growing nails from the beginning when you're now older. So don't expect that thing to grow the way it grew when you were a child. Like, it's not the same thing. So it takes on its own shape. It's a way of like rebelling against you. Like, oh, okay, since you damaged me, then now allow me to grow the way I want to grow. Do you get it? So it's seems, I wish it was still as high as it was, so you'll see the difference what I'm talking about. This one is kind of flat, and from here to here. That one just started growing like this. It was growing this way. Like it started like from a wide base and just growing in a narrow way like this. But at least the nail was there, so I was happy. When I tell you that just last week on its own, I don't know, maybe because of this nail polish that has lasted this long, the nail removed again. It just cuts off like from this part. When your nail just on its own just starts breaking. Yeah, it just broke. Half of it broke, and that's how it has gone back to that length. And all this could have been avoided if I had just giving away those shoes earlier, because at the end I had to give away the shoes when I couldn't take it anymore. So why didn't I just give it away from the beginning? I thought, oh, I could manage it. Do not manage tight shoes. You'll regret it. Don't even do that to yourself. Good. So back to our talk on teenagers while I just file this. Now that I've given the teenagers kudos, the adults around them, you have to do better. You don't have a choice. We do not have a choice. For your young children, teenagers coming up around you, you have to do better. If you can think back and you feel there's something that was lacking in your teenagehood that should have been done for you, that wasn't done, and probably in a way has affected your life negatively, I bet you the best thing you can do for humanity is to note that thing down and start being intentional about it not happening to somebody else. You may not be able to affect the life of a full community positively, but I bet you can affect the life of one person positively. may not be your own child. It may be the child of your sister or something, or just that person in the neighborhood, boy or girl. I bet you there's something you can do to make history, so to say, not repeat itself. There's something you can do, and don't just do like it doesn't concern you. These teenagers are humans, full humans, just like you are. Again, when I want to talk about these issues, I just simply say, think back to when you were their age. That's just the easiest way to look into this situation. I don't think this thing has done anything for me. I don't think this whole thing, but let's not give up on it. Remember, it's DIY, trying to try out things and see what they do. So let's try again. This has not done anything. I don't think it has. Has it? Oh, I think it has. There's the... Oh, I think it has. It's... Okay. Not bad. It's easier to remove now. So yeah, I guess it's a hack after all. But let's still put a bit more. So the best thing you can do is to just ask the question, where was I at this age? What was I thinking? It can be hard to remember, but it's a good place to start. What was I thinking about when I was 13, 14, 15? How did I feel about these things that the adults around me were doing, were saying, were acting out? How were their actions and inactions affecting me? Look, I'm not saying these teenagers are right in the sometimes ways they express themselves. Like, I'm very sure we were taught one of the signs of puberty or whatever, adolescence, is the way they want to act out, right? And the way they want to express themselves, the mood swings, the fact that they believe that they know more than everybody, the fact that some of them don't want to listen. But hey, I always put up this argument that we say these children or these teenagers or whatever do not want to listen, but many of them are, so to say, naive enough to follow trends. Trends of celebrities that they love, so to say, that they adore. I remember when I was younger, the trend was, starve yourself till you're thin. We thought, to look cool, you have to be thin and all that. So you don't eat, you even the irony is we thought that eating junk was the way to be thin, and so we don't eat real food that our parents cooked at home. We prefer to buy snacks and all of that. And you and your friends are doing the challenge of, let's see who loses the most weight in like 2 weeks. Especially for those in dormitories and boarding houses, they don't eat the food prepared, they starve. They do all that because they're a celebrity who doesn't even know them. Baby said in one interview that, I just eat kale and water. That's all I take a day to maintain my form. And these children that you say don't listen to anybody, they listen to that nonsense and they do it. So that means it's not true that they don't listen to anybody. They have friends, right? And we know that they're easily influenced by friends. So a friend says, let's go to this party. We are not up to 18, but let's go to this party. Let's drink. Sneak out of the house. They know it's wrong. Hell, many of them were born into religious homes and all that, strict parenting. But this friend says, let's go do this thing. And straight up, they agree and go to do it. And you still want to place the argument that they don't listen to anybody. That's why, you have to treat them the way you treat them and shout at them and all that and make them know who is boss. First of all, the thinking that they do not listen to anybody is why you're going to react in the way that you're reacting. So I have this colors, just normal polish. My mind is going towards red. It's a beautiful shade of red, really. Let's just scrape this off because I don't know. I think my patience is running out. I don't think my regular nail dissolver is strong enough. I think that's just the problem. It will still go out, but this is slower. So I guess I have to get that one. Can't even remember what the name was. So see how short my nails have become again. To show you that they're still weak from that thing that happened last year. Because for your nails to just cut off from the middle like this, I don't think that's something that should happen regularly. So you having the belief, first of all, that they won't listen to you unless you use these measures, right? That's where the problem starts. Because sometimes the way people, not even sometimes, the way people act or react is as a result of their state of mind at that time, what they are thinking, or what their belief is, or what their philosophy towards that thing is. That's why you believe that if you do not, try to raise your voice, and I'm not saying raising your voice is not something that will happen. It will happen. You're a human being. Sometimes you lose it before you remember, and all. So even talking to fellow adults, sometimes you forget and raise your voice. So I'm not trying to condemn or whatever. I'm just saying, making that your mindset from the set goal. I don't think that's right. And I'm saying I don't think because people want to come at me, you don't have children, and so you don't know. I agree. I'm just saying from the point of observations and thinking back on things, because let's all be fair. When we're this age, we know the things we thought. So let's just be fair. Some of you even wrote in your diaries, I will never do this to this person, this to whoever comes after me. If I can just get past this age successfully, I will not do this. But here you are repeating the same thing. And so now what is your excuse? Your excuse is the excuse that the people that did it before you also gave for doing the same thing to you, and now you are giving that same excuse to do it to another person. So where does this circle end? Really? Where does it end? And I'll just say it ends where you take the responsibility for your actions, for your thoughts, for how you are treating this person, how you are choosing to let the memories that they have of you be. Ends where your responsibility for your actions and reactions start. I know some of these children, they are very smart, right? Sometimes they tell you, oh, this thing happened to so person in my class. And then before they finish, you flare up. And God, that memory is registered. And so it may not even be that same thing that happens to them on another day, but they already can assume the way you would react. Now you say, oh, why should they assume? You as an adult, don't you assume? I know I assume a lot, especially as a writer. My imagination runs wild, man. So wild. I have to caution myself. No, ask. And that's another thing. Sometimes you're not used to, asking to clarify, because you're just used to being in your head so much that you just paint your own world in your head. And then you project it. And that's just what it is. You project onto the other person. You project onto this child. You project onto this teenager. You don't even ask why. And then you don't even allow themselves to ask why. And then it becomes a circle of two people who are not hearing each other because they are not asking the question. They're just assuming. This one is assuming that, and this other one is assuming that. And then there is a clash. And in all of that clash, it is the teenager or the lesser person or the younger person that is not allowed to even have a space to explain. So what does that do? You are building another adult who wouldn't be able to ask questions, who would grow up into assumptions. And assumptions can be very terrible in every sphere of life. Okay, this is what we have as of now for the nails. Cut as much as you can, but without injuring yourself, remember. Oh, and needless to say, I have a DIY episode coming up. I filmed that already. You know, it's a DIY with my mom, nail care too. So I believe you will enjoy that, because we talk about, you know, the 70s, or is it the 80s? So watch out for that. It's coming soon. So what am I saying? Just try to be more conscious of your dealings with these young ones around you. And how best can you do that? Put yourself in their shoes. Remember those diaries, those journals you kept. What did you write there in those things? What was your main, concern? And then try not to be that person for these ones coming after you. They will make mistakes, but there are ways to correct them without, turning into a problem for them while trying to correct them. Be their person for real. I know there is a debate about, should you be your child's friend or whatever, to keep that respect and whatever. I'm not going to be answering that debate. I feel like that one is subject to whoever is in the boat. Do what works for you. Whether you want to be seen as your child's friend or you do not want to be seen as your child's friend, there are ways you can get your message across without, being selfish about it. Because sometimes the things you see as, your way of discipline or correction or whatever, it's just you being selfish. The things you say, it's just you being selfish. Just want to say your mind at that point. You don't care. You don't care how it lands on that other person. I don't have a clear polish, so I'm just going to make do with this. Don't have to be, the devil while trying to keep them out of the pussy. So what brought about this whole topic was something I saw on Twitter, right? So this person said, he posted a picture that he saw on his brother's status, right? A picture of a girl in bikini, her legs spread out. Not a girl really, a woman. Your typical, so to say, test trap. Is that what it's called? Test trap. Whatever. So he saw, that kind of picture on his brother's WhatsApp status. And he was like, he saw this and he's really worried. His brother is it 18 or 19? Legally an adult, but then, it's normal to be worried that your brother is posting that kind of a thing at that age or whatever. And I think he said the brother is just about to enter into college or university. So it's normal to be apprehensive. Is this where his mind is at this point? And the thing, somehow you believe like these younger ones should not think or like have feelings, because you still see them as these children that you wash their bum or whatever. I feel it's the same thing that people say about their parents, like, you always be a child in the eyes of your parents, and so you'll be 30 but your parents will still want to tell you, turn off the lights when you're going out. Like, I know, but then to them they're still used to that. Oh no, did I just wipe this off? I didn't even know when I did that. They're still used to telling you things. Do you understand? They're still used to that child you were, the child that they give birth to. So it's just default setting for them to always feel, oh, you still have to tell this person what to do, right? So to them, they just do it unconsciously, but to you, you are annoyed. So I just felt it was the same thing for this guy. His brother is now 18, 19. Of course, he has been thinking about girls for maybe the past 10 years, right? Maybe since he was 10, he has been thinking about girls in a way that it's not just, oh, I'm a girl, I'm a boy, you're a girl. Let's be for real. That's just the thing. When we are doing these things, let's just be for real. He has been thinking about girls in that way since he was probably 10 or 11. And then suddenly he has a phone. Oh, this is just terrible. What was I thinking when I did this? And suddenly he has a phone. He's uploading on his WhatsApp status a picture he found attractive. Sometimes you just need a picture to post and you just post something. It may not even be his state of mind at that point in time. He just posted, this beautiful lady on his WhatsApp. And then the elder brother kicks up, oh, he's thinking about girls in a way that is not appropriate. Guy, he has been thinking about girls in a way that is not appropriate since before you saw that picture. I don't know if you get me. And he will be thinking about girls in a way that is not appropriate even after that picture gets deleted after normal 24 hours that WhatsApp gives the picture. So your reaction at that point in time really does not guarantee anything. He was so worried, as a big brother that he was. He posted, oh, he doesn't know if he should, confront him there and then, I'll reply to the state of the what rubbish is this? Remove it now. Remove it now. That kind of a thing. And then somebody quoted the tweet and said, I advise you not to reply this status at this point that the thing is still up. Wait a bit. I'm going to put this nail oil now. Wait a bit. And then on another day, totally different from this day that he posted this thing, you now call him aside. Brother to brother. Don't even refer to the status. You just call him aside, brother to brother. I'm going to put this oil into this part of the nail bed that the detachment has happened again. To heal whatever is going on. Get yourself cortical oil, everybody. It's just the best thing you can do for your nails. So he's like, do this your whole sermon you want to preach, because that's just what it's going to be, sermon. Do this your whole sermon on another day different from this thing you've just seen. Immediately I saw that, the so to say adult in me also was skeptical. I was like, no, that doesn't mean you should condone, whatever behavior because you don't want your brother to see you as a snitch or, as a burden, because that's just what it's going to be. This boy is a teenager. So the first reaction will be, okay, this my elder brother wants to control my life. So when I saw this person's quote about, oh, don't reply immediately, the adult in me wanted to be like, no, this is not right. You should address it. And then I thought, oh yeah, that's true. If you, so to say, address this thing at that point, what really do you want to address? Is it his? That's the thing. You have to now know what really is biting you about that post you just saw. Is it the fact that, oh, you will now suddenly realize that your little brother is no longer little and he's now a boy that thinks about girls? Or is it the fact that he was bold enough, irregardless, that you, as an elder brother whom he should fear in quotes, saw that thing and he was bold enough to post it, knowing where you will see it, and so you're wanting to react is, how could you? Don't you know you have family on this space or whatever? So what really is the reason you want to address that thing at that point? And I bet you if we can all stop and ask ourselves this question, this thing I want to do, so to say, now I'm putting the second layer. I don't have my, clear polish, like I said, so just put in the second layer. If we just have to pause a bit and, ask ourselves, why exactly do I want to react? Why do I want to, so to say, correct this thing? What is the motive really behind this thing I want to do? I think that it would, in a huge positive way, redirect our reactions to things, and it will help all parties involved. I kid you not. Because it's the same way that something happens, even in this your adult life, as you know, in the office or something, and then you react. I don't like this thing that's going on. Probably just a very little thing, but you react in a very big way. At that, after your anger has finished for that thing that you reacted to, you know this looks like a mess, but thank God that's why we have cotton balls and dissolver and clean up. Now let's be truthful to ourselves. When you sit down and you are no longer boiling, what do you feel thinking back on that your anger? Embarrassment. That's just what it is. You said your mind, yes, but you know that what made you react that way is not really the thing that was done to you at that point. What made you react that way is something you've been, harboring in your mind. Maybe all this time, you've been treated like you don't matter, or people keep getting on your toes. You've always been quiet about it. They keep getting on your toes, and then this day, maybe you had a bad day already from the house, and then you came into the office and they want to repeat the same thing, and you flare up. So it wasn't really because they stepped on your toes that particular day. It's because they've been stepping on your toes every day, and then now you just see an opportunity to say something and you explode. It is the same thing in this issue we are talking about. Why do you want to reply that status immediately with what nonsense is this? Remove it. Why? Are you sure you care that about this 18-year-old who is actually legally of age to do what he wants with his life? If we are looking at it, remove culture, remove religion. Why are you doing this thing? Just ask yourself the question, and whatever answer you give yourself, honestly and truthfully, sometimes we deceive ourselves, but we know where we are deceiving ourselves. Honestly and truthfully, we reshape, redirect, whatever we will know, whatever reaction we want to give. And that's my 2 cents on that issue. So this person that quoted the tweet said, what this boy may do is to block you on his status. He may not. If he does block you, the consequence is he continues posting whatever he wants. And he's not blocking you because he feels insulted about what you did. He's blocking you because, for both of us peace of mind, let me block you so you don't see what I'm doing. If he doesn't block you, the other alternative is he keeps pretending not to want to post this thing that he knows that he wants to post. So at the end of the day, what have you achieved by that reaction? You reacted immediately. And the truth is, if you react immediately, it's more emotional, more, not really logical. Immediate reactions, depending on what you feel, doesn't matter, whatever, is always more emotional than logical. Let's tell ourselves the truth. So if we really want to achieve something, the better option, as this person that quoted the tweet said, is not what he has posted, not what he continues to post. And then I would say it even gives you a better idea of who this your younger one is evolving into. Because every year, every day we evolve. So this younger brother that you used to know when you were 10 is no longer this person that you know when he is now 18 or 19. So remove that idea of who this person was then, and then it will help you to now know how to deal with who this person is now. So I'm just using this cortical remover now to take off some excesses again. That is why they cannot listen. Because you are talking to them the way you talk to the 8-year-old and the 10-year-old them. But they celebrated 10 years birthday 8 years ago. 8 years is a long ass time. Is a long time to have changed into a new person that you now have to learn again. If you think you want to be that sibling or that parent to this human, then you should be his work. And sometimes it's easier not to do the work. That's why I said earlier, sometimes out of selfishness, it's easier to just, this is not it, this is not how, this is, without taking the time, taking the work to learn how this person that is now, this person needs to be talked to or needs to be addressed. Listen, remember again, they listen to their favorite celebrities. The celebrities are not even talking to them directly, but they listen to them. They listen to their so-called friends, whether the good ones or the bad ones. They listen to them. So ask yourself, really, is it that they don't listen, or they are not just listening to me? Again, there comes the double question. You see, when we take the time and ask some questions, it saves a lot of things. Is it really that they don't want to hear, or is it that they don't want to hear me? It's a totally different thing. It's a totally different thing, my friends. So if you know that it is you they don't want to hear, then you now start to ask the question again. Why don't they hear me? Or they don't want to hear me? And only you can answer that question by yourself. And if you still don't have the answer, well, you can, if you are not too proud. Because that's another thing with being an adult. Pride. Too much pride. If you are not too proud, you can approach them and say, okay, I want us to talk about this thing. Why is it that for me, you do not want to hear me? Of course, you know how you will frame the question. Just, giving you a template. So why, if I may ask, don't you want to hear me? What is it? Is it something internal? Is it a way I've reacted before? Is it a way you think I will react because of the way I've reacted before? Why don't you want to hear me? Yeah, so we're just going to moisturize now. A brand new nail. I hope it was a good Let's Talk video. And yeah, you can leave your comments, leave your questions in the comment section below. I think we really did a good talk today, and I'm happy there was no disruption like in the last hair care video, and I'm so excited for that. And yeah, I look forward to the next video with you. I'm so happy for what that will be. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment on this topic we've talked about today. Yeah, and we may continue the topic next time if you think we should continue it next time. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you. Bye.